talking about basically rusting. Uh, so we've already covered this objective, and you now can easily understand if anyone asks you to write an equation or a chemical word equation. So you can always write metal in the reaction, chemical reaction with oxygen, produce metal oxide. Okay? Now, there are some very general reactions. The next objective is to demonstrate that whenever an acid, remember we have studied acids. An acid is a substance which causes corrosion. It turns blue litmus paper red. So I'm just reviewing those concepts. Now, whenever an acid reacts with a metal, whenever an acid reacts with a metal, it will always produce salt and hydrogen gas. Okay, this is a rule. This is a chemical rule for a chemical change. Whenever the metal is going to react with an acid, it will produce salt and hydrogen gas. Now, how do we check that? For example, if I have some acid in my test tube, okay, and I put some metal in it. Now, as a result, the bubbles will be produced. Now, how do I know if it is hydrogen or not? So, hydrogen basically causes the burning splint, and it actually also gives a squeaky pop. Basically turns that off, and it gives a squeaky pop whenever a burning splint is brought near it. Let me quickly show this to you on an animation so it's much more clear to you. Okay, so here you will understand how to test the presence of hydrogen. So this is the laboratory, and for example, these are the equipments. You must know what these are. This is a conical flask, this is a test tube, and this is a beaker. Now, moving ahead, first of all, you have to test for hydrogen. How would you be able to determine whether it is hydrogen or which gas? So first of all, let's see if the reaction has taken place in a test tube. Hydrogen is being released. You bring a lighted splint in close to the test tube, and as soon as you're going to bring that close, it's going to produce a popping sound. Let me show you how. Okay, let me also again show you how. See, squeaky pop was heard. Now this is the test for hydrogen. You can hear the squeaky pop. Okay, now the water always is left behind. Now moving ahead to the same, metal and acid produces salt and water. And how do you test hydrogen? It produces a squeaky pop, or whenever a burning splint is brought near it. Okay, so this you should know how to test hydrogen gas and the general equation. Now I will show you how basically a metal is reacting with an acid as well. Okay, so let's see. We have zinc. Okay, zinc is a metal, and we have hydrochloric acid, which is an acid, and then we have a sulfuric acid. Now let me just put some zinc in hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. Now you will be very easily able to see that it starts reaction and the hydrogen gas is being produced. Remember, metal and acid is producing salt and hydrogen. Now if I bring this burning match close to this hydrogen gas top of the beaker, it will cause see, this is the pop sound that is produced. That is what we are talking about. So this is test for hydrogen gas. Okay.